Hi, it's Lindsay at Applied Mortgage. One of the most common questions I've gotten this week is around whether or not people can just stop paying their mortgages. Now, this is a really scary time. A lot of people have lost their jobs or are on reduced hours due to COVID-19. The news is blasting out all of these different options about loan forbearance, and they're making it seem like everybody can just stop paying their bills. That is not the case, okay? The government did put in the CARES Act for homeowners, which basically gave mortgage servicing companies some guidelines around what they should be offering for forbearance options. Forbearance does not mean forgiveness. It means you get a temporary suspension of payments. So let's say you go on forbearance for 3 months. You have 3 mortgage payments that you don't have to pay. They accumulate. So on the 4th month, you then have your 3 mortgage payments that you had forbearance on that are due, plus your regular monthly payment. That's 4 payments you're gonna have to make. So really think about that. From what I've seen in the media, unfortunately, they're not really telling the whole story. Some loan servicing companies might offer a deferment or a modification program, and that's different than forbearance. The modification or deferment might allow you to take those 3 payments, and instead of having them come due on month 4, they would get added on to the end of your mortgage term. So you'd have 3 extra months way later on in the future. Now, this is only case by case, and it's from one loan servicer to another. The options are going to be different. So you need to take a look at your financial situation, assess what's going on in your life, and then when you contact your loan servicer, ask what the options are so you can analyze what makes the most sense for you. What I would highly suggest, first and foremost, is you take a really hard look at your budget right now. I'm actually going to be doing a budget video next week, so follow along for that in the future, and I can help you go through your budget. Look at your accounts, look at your variable expenses. Before you go right to contacting your mortgage servicer, you should really trim down anything else that you can get rid of first. Variable expenses, you should trim those back as much as you can. Then take a look at your other fixed expenses that aren't your mortgage. It may be easier to get forgiveness or deferment on some of those other expenses. And also, look at expenses that aren't reporting to your credit report first. We don't know what impact all of this is going to have on people's credit reports in the future. Typically, when somebody modifies or defers a loan payment, it gets reported to the credit bureaus. So this forbearance option that's available through your mortgage servicing company, it doesn't mean that they just disappear, these payments. They don't get forgiven. They're going to get reported to the credit bureaus most likely, and that will most likely have a negative impact on what type of credit you can obtain in the future. Now, we don't know this for sure because, again, these are unprecedented times. There's never been a situation where so many people are unfortunately out of their jobs. I'm sure all of these processes will be changing as we go through dealing with this and as the government finds out how much longer people are going to be out of their jobs than originally expected. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some changes to the initial response from the government around these forbearance options. But as of right now, and it's April 3rd right now, this is what I'm hearing. Again, this is only my opinion. This does not represent the views of my company at all. It's a case by case from one servicer to another based on the client's specific needs. So pay your mortgage, pay your bills. First, look at your other variable expenses, see what you can trim out, and then reassess whether or not forbearance is the right move for you. And as always, I'm happy to help. lend my opinion, you can contact me anytime.